everyone, welcome back. I hope you've had an amazing week so far. We are going to pick up and be reading from our little devotional, Raised Devotionals by Miss Ida Mae Couch. I would love to meet her. I bet she's amazing. Today's devotion is kind of long, so I'm going to get right into it. The title of it is Finicky and Particular. So I have my King James Bible here ready, and we're just going to see how God's going to minister to us. Finicky and Particular. I've shared about my mother working the cotton fields so she could be a stay-at-home mom. She was the only person that had taken care of me, and the way she done things was all I had known. When Grandma came and stayed with us so that Mom could go to school, I quickly learned that there was more than one way to do certain things, such as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. My mom had always put peanut butter on one slice of the bread and jelly on the other. Then she put the two bread slices together to form the sandwich. I can already see where this is going. One day, Grandma started making a sandwich for me for lunch. I watched as she put the peanut butter on one slice, but then she put jelly on top of the peanut butter. What was she doing? That's not how peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are made. It was all ruined. I tried to explain to her in my panic that she was doing it wrong, all wrong. That wasn't the way Mom did it. It wasn't going to taste right. I came unglued in a nice way as a 5-year-old self could. My poor grandmother was perplexed. What had she done that was so wrong and different to cause this reaction? I mean, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is hard to mess up, right? But in my eyes, it was destroyed. You weren't supposed to put the jelly on top of the peanut butter. Grandma explained to me that it really didn't matter which order or how the two ingredients got put on the sandwich. It was the end result that mattered. So I conceded through my tears. I took a bite of the sandwich, and sure enough, it tasted just like the ones my mom made. I was relieved and delighted. Another example of havoc in the kitchen was one morning when she asked me what I wanted for breakfast. I said cereal milk, pronounced cereal milk. What kind, Grandma asked. Cereal milk, I said again. What kind? Grandma asked, a bit more perturbed this time. Cereal milk, I explained. I mean, what other kind is there? You put cereal in a bowl with some sugar, pour some milk over it, and it's cereal milk. What kind of cereal do you want? Grandma clarified. There was more than one kind? That was news to me. I only knew the white box with the rooster shape on the front holding the bowl of cornflakes. That was when I had an awakening that cereal milk meant cereal and milk. You could put different kinds of cereal in a bowl and pour milk over it. I had been enlightened. It didn't mean I wanted to stray from my usual blend of cornflakes, sugar, and milk, but I was finally able to communicate what I wanted to my grandma. My grandma and I had to work through our frustrations of learning to communicate with each other in those first few days of me being in her care. It doesn't seem like it would have been so difficult. We both spoke English, but because I was so young, I had very limited experience with communicating my needs. This is where our scripture comes in from Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 2. With all lowliness and meekness, with longsuffering, forbearing one another in love. Grandma was pretty patient with me. We may have been frustrated with each other, but she kept working to understand me because she loved me and wanted to take care of me. Y'all, this is so cute and so funny, and I understand what they're saying. But my kids and I think it was Cody and Sarah, and then me and James. They come over one day, and we were actually talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, like the right way and the wrong way to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I mixed them together and then spread it on the bread. Cody's like, no, you can't do it that way. It don't taste right. It tastes like peanut butter and jelly. Anyway, it's so cute. But how cute was this? Oh my goodness. Me having grandbabies, I've experienced what this poor grandmother went through. I remember we were keeping them for a couple days, and their mom and dad have their way of, serving food, what they feed them, how they, feed it to them and all this and that. They were much younger than they are now. And then, I just have my way. And because I'm not around them and I get to see them often, I don't really know how their mom and dad does it. So I was just doing it my way, and I was politely told by them that I was wrong. It was so cute. But, it just goes to show that patience is what I'm getting from this. Patience. This poor grandma had to have patience with this child. And I'm sure the Lord looks at us like this sometimes when we're like, no, you're doing it wrong. It's not going to turn out right if you do it this way. Really? He knows what he's doing. But I can almost guarantee this is what we sound like to the Lord. Like this 5-year-old Ida Mae Couch when her grandma was making this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know about you, but I won't look at peanut butter and jelly sandwiches the same again without thinking about, Lord, please don't let me be a brat like this to you when you're trying to do something for me. And what does it matter how he does it as long as the outcome is for our best interest? I was going to say, why does it matter how he does it as long as we get what we want? But that kind of sounds bratty too, don't it? But at the same time, it's really the truth. Yeah, we may think, okay, you do it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and then this is going to be the end result. But he's saying, but I have a better way, and I'm going to do it this way, this way, this way. But I'm still going to give you your end result you want. But my way is going to be smoother. My way is going to be better. My way is going to benefit you more. Because a lot of times in God's way, when he's doing things like that for us and he's answering a prayer, number one, it's not going to always be instantaneously. We may have to wait for the results, the end results. But when he does it, it will be done perfectly and on time. And there's probably going to be so much more we learn about him and from him by the way he chooses to answer that prayer. Does that make sense? He's going to teach us patience, trust, build our faith, and I love that about him. I love that, when grandma's asking her what she wants for breakfast and she's saying cereal milk. And then she has this revelation that there's more than one type of cereal. I feel like God's that way with us sometimes. We get so used to one particular thing, and when he asks us or the opportunity presents itself and then we say, well, we just want this, but he's like, what? But what kind? And we're like, what? There's more than one? There's more than one way? I can see this. I can see how this is a devotion because I see us as little Ida Mae Couch, and I see God as the grandma figure, figuratively, and grandma's taking care of her, doing the best she can, knowing what she's doing. Grandma knows what she's doing. This ain't her first rodeo. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to take care of her because she's done it before. She's took care of kids before. Grandma's fed kids before. She knows exactly what she's doing. And here's little Miss Ida Mae Couch telling grandma she's doing it wrong. I can see that in a spiritual sense, God knows what he's doing. This ain't his first rodeo. He knows exactly what he's doing. He created us. He formed us. He went before us. He's with us. He sees us next year, next 3 years, next 10 years, next month, next week. He sees and goes before us. He knows exactly what he's doing. But yet, I'm going to say I'm not going to say we because I can't speak for you. But here I will be telling him sometimes, no, Lord, it's not. I just can't see that working. I just can't see it working out like that. And he's God. He knows exactly what he's doing. But time and time again, he has used situations and circumstances to prove to me, just like Grandma proved to Ida Mae Couch, it doesn't matter in which order you put the peanut butter and jelly on the bread, it's going to taste the same. It doesn't matter how God chooses to answer our prayers. It's going to be just right. it's going to be perfect. And I know that sometimes we don't always get exactly what we pray for. Thank God. Thank God. I'm so glad that he has not answered some of my prayers the way I've asked him to, because, now I see I was wrong and I really didn't know what I was talking about. So I just leave it up to him. I let him be God. I take my case before him. I tell him what I want. I tell him what I'm feeling. I tell him, everything that's going on. And then ultimately, thy will be done, Lord. Your will, because you know what's best. You know exactly what I need, when I need it, and how I need it. So I'm going to trust you, Lord. So in all of these different times that we've prayed for things, that I've prayed for things, that I've went through things, he has built my trust. He's helped me with my faith. He's helped me with my patience. Oh, my Lord. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not the most patient person, but to God be the glory, I'm a lot more patient than I used to be. I'm a lot more tolerant and more understanding when things don't exactly go my way, and when I have to wait on something. If I don't get it exactly when I wanted or how I want it, I'm a little more patient. So I give God credit for that. That's not a Donna thing. That's all God. Wow, this was a fun one. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope that it blesses you. I hope it helps you to see, our relationship with God in a different way, maybe a way we've not thought about. Maybe when you encounter something, this will come back to your mind and be like, okay, it's like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Doesn't matter how God does it. It's just going to be just right. Doesn't matter how God chooses to answer this prayer. It's just going to be right. I love it. It's so fun. Well, I hope y'all have an amazing weekend. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you here in the next one. I do apologize if this devotional is kind of like choppy a little bit. I don't know why my camera kept cutting off, but anyway, it did. But we got through. The devil didn't win. We got through, and we're going to receive our blessing God has for us. Bye, y'all. Have a great weekend.